Hi, my fellow screenwriting enthusiasts. It's Paul from Small Town Movie Critic. If you're new to the channel, we're about helping you write that kick-ass screenplay by giving you tips, tools, inspiration, and product reviews. And for today's video, we're going to be showing you what the words on the page turn like when we see them on the silver screen. Now, the first movie for our script to screen series is one of my personal favorites, which is the 1996 horror film written by Kevin Williamson, directed by Wes Craven, called Scream. Now, don't worry, we're not going to be showing a lot of blood and guts or anything like that for this particular video. We're going to watch and compare the first 5 minutes of screen time with the script. I think for many of us new screenwriters, we don't know how much level of detail we need to put into our scripts, or how really the words on the page turn into what we see on the screen. So let's take first couple of moments of action, and then we'll break out the script and see how it compares. So we'll take a look at this. And I will put links into the I'll put links in the description for the video I got off of YouTube, as well as a link to the script that you can find online as well too. You can find a lot of scripts online, and so I will put that on as well too. So.
Yes?
Who is this?
Who are you trying to reach?
What number is this?
What number are you trying to reach?
I don't know.
Well, I think you have the wrong number.
Do I?
It happens. Take it easy.
First scene here. So let's take a look at the screenplay, because what I think for many of us when we look at the screenplay, we're thinking, okay, well, how does the screenwriter write this particular scene? So we have fade in, which is how we start all of our movies. And I'll show that at the top of the screen here. Fade in on a ringing telephone, which we saw. A hand reaches for it, bringing the receiver up to the face of Casey Becker, a young girl no more than 16, a friendly face with innocent eyes. And we see the interplay that they have that we heard on screen. And click, she hangs up the phone. The camera pulls back to reveal Casey in a living room alone. She moves from the living room to the kitchen. It's a nice house, affluent, and the phone rings again. So one of the things I want you to think about as you're writing your screenplay is you got to think of this as a team sport. You need to think of this as the screenplay giving you the blueprint. So notice when we read the script, we just hear a ringing phone. It doesn't say that the phone was black. It doesn't say that it was on a coffee table. It doesn't give us very much description of what's going on in the room or what Casey Becker looks like, other than she's a young girl, no more than 16. You know, we're not describing her in terms of her outfit or anything like that. So it's interesting. So that's as you think about as you begin your screen, as you begin each scene of your screenplay. You're sort of noticing that you don't have to go into the level of detail as you would a novel and stuff like that. So let's continue on with the next. So that was just page one. If you're wondering, screen time wise, that was 26 seconds. As I had talked in a previous video, generally speaking, one page of a screenplay is equal to about a minute on screen. And right now we're going to actually we'll finish that screen out because we have to wait till the phone rings again. So I'll give you a little better time here. So we'll shoot back to that. We'll see if the phone rings again. Okay, we'll end the scene here. So this is basically 30 seconds, 29 to 30 seconds. Again, from the description from the screenplay, we see that she hangs up the phone. The camera pulls back to reveal Casey in a living room alone. She moves from the living room to the kitchen. It's a nice house, affluent. And so this is where your production designers come in. And this is where we're sort of seeing in the film here. If we take a look here again, we sort of see that there is some nice furniture around her. They have sort of a candelabra in the dining room. And so again, you're giving them the blueprint. You're just telling them the basics. It's affluent. Or if it wasn't affluent, you'd say maybe middle class, or maybe she lives in a shack or something along those lines. But you see the type of wording that we're using. We're not using elaborate descriptions. The reason why we don't use elaborate descriptions is because then they're going to have to go find those specific things. So if when we saw the screenplay originally, it said she picks up a Mickey Mouse phone, as we go through, we'd have to find that Mickey Mouse phone, and if it was cost a lot of money, or if it wasn't near at hand, it would take a little bit more to find. So that's why they do stuff like that. So let's take a look into the next scene here. And this will go for, let's see here, we will go until the popcorn sizzles in the pot on the stove. So that's where we're going to stop at for this one. So here we go again.
Hello?
I'm sorry, I guess I dialed the wrong number.
So why'd you dial it again?
To apologize.
You're forgiven. Bye now.
Wait, don't hang up.
What?
I want to talk to you for a second.
They've got 900 numbers for that. See ya.
All right. So again, as we look at sort of the dialogue from page 2 of the script, we see that Casey grabs the portable phone. She says, "Hello, man. I'm sorry. I guess I dialed the wrong number, Casey. So why did you dial the number again? To apologize. You're forgiven. Bye now." Wait. Don't hang up. So as you are digesting sort of the scene there, the interesting things again is this, and I can't say this enough times. You are creating a blueprint, and so the actors, Drew Barrymore does a good job of sort of giving that inflection of sort of being a little flirty right now, of being, interested in the telephone caller a little bit, and the gentleman on the other line too is sort of seems sort of nonchalant. So you don't pick that up in the dialogue. We don't hear that Casey being flirty or anything like that. This is just how the actors take what the words on the screen are and use their ability to act. So again, we have sort of an establishing shot. Which is as we take a look at different points of the screenplay here, I want to point out different aspects to you. So as we do an action, you see it sort of highlighted like this in the line. And then when you have Casey, so when you have someone speak, Casey is the character's name, and then you have the dialogue below it, what, and it's formatted this particular way. You have man formatted again in a certain way. You have the action, Casey hangs up, a grin on her face, and then exterior. So whenever you move to do a new shot within the screenplay, so in this particular case, this is when we were looking at Casey's house. You have exterior, so there's either going to be two things when you write this particular line. It's either going to be exterior or interior, and we are exterior, so we're looking outside of Casey's house, and we need to know the time of day, either day or night, and then you can write establishing, but you don't have to. I think that was just Kevin writing a little bit more information for us, the reader. And then we have, again, look at the house. Look at the description of the house, a big country house with a sprawling lawn full of big oak trees. It sits alone with no neighbors in sight. The phone rings again. Now notice what you didn't see, or what you saw that wasn't in the screenplay. You saw a swing at the beginning, or during that time. So again, you hear just a big country house. You don't say, hey, well, it has pink shutters or has a black roof. Again, you're just sort of setting the mood for somebody. So again, you don't want to bog down the details when you're doing your descriptions. So now we've just jumped to interior of the kitchen. Popcorn sizzles in a pot on a stove. So notice there's actually some deviance from the screenplay. If we look back to our image right now, we do not have a pot. We have Jiffy Pop. And Jiffy Pop, again, it sort of fits the theme of the movie, though. Kevin had written that, well, she's popping popcorn, but Jiffy Pop sort of fits into that. It was new at the time. Well, I don't know if it was new at the time, but it's sort of the hip. It's sort of what you do instead of just using regular popcorn. They tried to make it a little bit more trendy, that type of stuff. So why she's using Jiffy Pop popcorn. So I think that's very interesting to note. And so, again, they're not going to follow your screenplay note for note. I mean, they're going to follow all the big things, but there's little stuff in there. Again, you're letting the rest of the production crew sort of figure out what looks good and what doesn't. So we'll go down to the next scene here. And again, we are just entering page 4 here. And if we want to look at a timestamp, we're at about a minute. Now, granted, we're probably going a little faster on the screenplay side because there's a lot more dialogue, and dialogue, as you know, doesn't take a long time to go through. So we're going to go through that, and our next stopping point will be what is your favorite scary movie, and we'll stop the scene at that point. So here we go. So we'll take a look and watch a little bit more.
a video.
Really? What?
Oh, just some scary movie.
You like scary movies?
Uh-huh.
What's your favorite scary movie?
All right. So as we watch through that particular thing, as we look through the screenplay here, um, we do have the action in there where Casey does shake the popcorn, and when we take a look at that, what we see in the screenplay, and then we see Casey, which is again the character who's speaking, in brackets shows if she's doing any action while she's speaking, which is I don't think so. She smiles, plays along innocently. You're making popcorn. I don't eat popcorn at movies. I'm getting ready to watch a video. So what's your favorite scary movie? Now you have some direction that he's flirting with her. Casey moves away from the stove and takes a seat at the kitchen table directly in front of the glass door. Now I'm going to have you take a look, and there's going to be a difference in how they portray this next part here. So again, we are just setting up with page. We're just into page. That was page 3. Excuse me. We're on page 4 now. So we're on page 4, and we are roughly a minute and 35 in. You would think again we'd be a little quicker or a little farther into the movie, but again with so much dialogue, it makes sense of where we're at. So again, I want you to take a look, a listen as we do this particular thing, and we'll be stopping when you never told me your name is where we're going to stop the film and take a look and see how things have looked from there. So here we go.
I don't know.
You have to have a favorite. What comes to mind?
Halloween. You know, the one with the guy in the white mask who walks around and stalks babysitters.
Yeah.
What's yours?
Guess.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Is that the one where the guy had knives for fingers?
Yeah, Freddy Krueger.
Freddy, that's right. I like that movie. It was scary.
Well, the first one was, but the rest sucked.
So, you got a boyfriend?
Why? You want to ask me out on a date?
Maybe. Do you have a boyfriend?
No.
You never told me your name.
All right. All right. So again, sort of the differences that we've seen before is when Casey's sitting at the table. You notice she does the little trick with the knife. You know, like Halloween. You know, the one with the guy with the white mask who just sort of walks around, who stalks babysitters. What's yours? And at that point, she pulls out the knife. And that's not written into the screenplay, but again, I think it really does well and adds to the picture as well. So I think you see sort of subtle touches like this. This is where again where the actors make their money is acting. You know, they're taking stuff from the screenplay and sort of in some sense ad-libbing onto it as well too. And the other thing that you'll notice too is when she's walking, to the living room, you'll notice that there's a dog barking. Again, that's not written in the screenplay. Again, that's sort of atmospheric effects. That's sort of what Wes Craven is doing. And notice the other thing that you're not seeing in this a lot, is you're not seeing camera directions. You're not seeing close up here, pull back there. You're just writing the story. And so, like I said, you can see sort of how bare bones this story really is. It's mostly right now just dialogue, and that's what we're seeing from the movie as well too. We do see some clues. Like here, we're coming up on page 5. We're going to start seeing that Casey's going to click on some lights outside. A floodlight illuminates the backyard. Her eyes survey the grounds, but it's empty. No one's there. She turns the lights off. And so that's where we're going to sort of go with this next scene. And we're going to, let's see. We're going to stop when she is, that's the bad thing about Adobe. Sometimes it sort of grabs it. She slides the popcorn from the stove, reaching for the phone is when we'll stop it again and to see how things look. So again, as we watch this particular clip, look for any additional things that you find visually interesting about this particular scene, and we'll see if it's actually in the movie itself or if it's something that the director puts in, maybe an actor, that type of stuff. So here we go.
Why do you want to know my name?
I want to know who I'm looking at.
Notice the
What'd you
cue of
say?
music.
I want to know who I'm talking to.
Dog
That's not what you
barking.
said.
What do you think I said? What? Hello?
Look, I gotta go.
Wait, I thought we were going to go out.
Nah, I don't think so.
Don't hang up on me.
Okay, so again, as I pointed out during the film, you saw, again, you had the dog barking. Suddenly the music starts. You don't see that in the, so you don't see it in the screenplay. You're not like, well, where do I put the music in? You don't have to worry about that. Again, the director of music will put that in. And again, you sort of get that feeling. Again, the music amps up or begins to play. You get that dog barking. And then you also, when we read the line, man, don't hang up on me, Casey, gotta go. Man, don't. There's no emphasis. There's no man getting more aggressive. And then, so another thing I want to point out is as we listen to the dialogue near the end of the movie, you have, man, don't hang up on me, Casey, gotta go. Man, don't. You don't hear that emphasis on how the man is sort of ratcheting up the tension. There's nothing in the screenplay about that. That again, that is the actor's job. They're sort of taking the lines and seeing where things are going. So we are on page 6. We are at 2 minutes and 49 seconds on page in the scene, and then we will see what else difference they do for. They'll never make it in time. Casey moves her face, flushed against the door. Her eyes looking through the peephole is where we'll stop the next scene. So it's getting a little bit more intense now, and we'll take a look at how this works out.
Shit. Yes?
I told you not to hang up on me.
What do you want?
To talk.
Well, dial someone else, okay? Listen, asshole!
No, you listen, you little bitch. You hang up on me again, I'll gut you like a fish, understand? Yeah,
Some kind of joke?
more of a game, really. Can you handle that? Blondie.
All right. So you know, sort of, we have a departure from where the script is at right now. I told you not to hang up on me. What do you mean? To talk? Dial somebody else. Okay, you're getting me scared. No, bored. Clicks, she hang up. The phone rings again. She grabs it. She says, "Listen, a-hole. No, you listen. You little bee. If you hang up on me again, I'll gut you like a fish. Understand?" Total silence. He has gotten her full attention. Though you notice that the music ramps up. Again, you don't have to put that in there. Casey's assignment joke, more of a game really. Casey eyes the glass door and she locks up the hallway to the front door, moving to it. It's unlocked. She bolts it. 2 seconds away from calling the police. They'll never make it in time. So we actually haven't heard that part of the line yet, but we see her moving, her face flushed against the door, looking through the peephole right now. And so we'll get hopefully this next scene. The other thing that you'll notice too is the man says Blondie. We don't see that in the script. Again, this could be, I don't know which version of, I don't know if this is the final script for Scream, which is also called Scary Movie. I forgot to mention that at the beginning. Believe it or not, that was the original title, was Scary Movie, not Scream. And so I don't know, they've probably made adjustments, and adjustments are made on scene, on location as well too. So we will see some of that as well. So we're gonna go through parts or page 7 here. Let's see. Let's see here. She hangs up the phone. Doorbell rings. All right. So here we go. Here we will go through, and then she will clutches the wall and nearly collapses, and she tries the damnedest to hang tough. So go back to 339, and we will begin our video here. And again, we will close the video, or we'll take a look again when we get to a little later. You never say who's there. Don't you watch scary movies? It's a death wish. This is the line we'll stop on. So here we go.
Can you see me?
Listen, I am 2 seconds away from calling the police.
They'd never make it in time. We're out in the middle of nowhere.
What do you want?
To see what your insides look like.
Who's there?
right, so getting back to our screenplay again. So you can sort of see. I think I'm, it's sometimes hard to sort of see where the action breaks through the angle through the peephole. I just sort of view the front porch. It's empty. She relaxes a little bit. And here we go with the man, where we get these parentheticals or the ellipses, where it says pure evil. So again, you see in the text, he's screaming to see what your insides look like. She hangs the phone, throwing it down on the side floor when the doorbell chimes. Again, Casey leaps out of her skin. I think Drew Barrymore does a real good job of showing that she's afraid right now. Again, so who's there? And now you notice the one thing that she, in here, you sort of hear about, or I should say in the action lines, you hear who's there, no answer, F this, it's time for the police. She goes for the portable phone. Just as she picks it up, it rings. So in the movie we hear, that's it, I'm going to call the police. So instead of just seeing the action, we also hear on top of the action in the movie that she is going to call the police. You should never say who's there. It's like a death wish. She clutches the wall and nearly collapses, and she tries her damnedest to hang tough. Again, that's not sort of what she does. She's just sort of in the middle of the hallway right now, so there's a little different direction as to what's going on. I think the other line that they had that was really good. It's like, next you're going to go see a scary noise. I think so. Again, some added dialogue, which I don't know if was added in a previous revision of the script or if the actor ad-libbed that. I think that was brilliant, though. I think that adds so much to this. And so the next time we will go through the end here of this particular clip where she turns on the lights. And this will be starting the page 9. And as you notice, again, we're running just a little short of a page per minute. But we're not that far off. So here we go with the rest of this particular scene. Again, listen for the music. Again, the musical cues are not in here, but see how they enhance the script. I think that's what we're sort of looking for.
You've had your fun now, so I think you better just leave, or else.
Or else what?
Or else my boyfriend will be here any second, and he'll be pissed when he finds out.
Again, we see a camera angle that is not in the script.
And he'll be here any second, so your ass better be cool.
Sure.
I swear. He's big and he plays football, and he'll kick the shit out of you.
I'm getting scared. I'm shaking in my boots.
So you better just leave.
His name wouldn't be Steve, would it?
How do you know his name?
Turn on the patio lights. Again.
And click, she turns on the lights. So again, so you can sort of see how music plays into this. Again, camera angles, none of that is written in there. That's totally up to director, the cinematographer, any of that. And you also notice again that you have to let the actors act. And so you're not saying Casey being mad. You don't say when you want to emphasize a particular word. You'll notice on page 8 here of the script, his name wouldn't be Steve, would it? And that's sort of underlined to make sure the actor knows that there is some special sort of emphasis to the name as they read that out. So you can see there's some differences as we look at our initial screenplay versus what we see on the film. We see there's been some differences, and now there's some artistic license that's taken. Again, sort of what they have at hand, sort of what mood they want to put in. And again, as we look over, you can sort of begin to see sort of the format of what a screenplay looks like. And we'll go into that in more detail in a different video. But this sort of gives you an idea of, so this is what the script says, and this is how the movie looks. And you can see there's some differences between the two, and there's not. And you can sort of see why actors make the money they do, because they have to sort of take these words. If we're looking on page 2, Casey grabs the phone. Hello, I'm sorry, I guess I dialed the wrong number. I mean, you could say that so many different ways. And then to have them, this is why they do probably multiple readings, multiple testing of this particular scene, so they can get the right type of tone of dialogue in place. But you can see why you need those actors to do that. And what you're doing is giving them the words on the page, and they're the ones who are finding out the emotions that they're supposed to be using. When you need to have specific emotions based on if it's a line that says hello, and is that hello done in a a flirty type of way, or if it's done in a sad type of way or a mad type of way, then you could put a little brackets around it to allow people to say this hello needs to be mad because of this. But you don't really want to do that, because this is why, again, the actors get paid as much as they do. Thank you again for joining us for our first script to screen series of Scream, which sort of shows us how the words on the page translate to the images that we see on the screen. Now, if you have a movie you'd like us to do this with, let me know in the comment sections below. If we could pull it up on YouTube, that would be great. And then if we can have access to the script, that would be great as well too. For those information for today's movie Scream, I will have linked in the YouTube description, the YouTube link for the video that we use to compare the screenplay with, and we'll also have the screenplay listed down there as well too. If you're a new screenplay writer and you're looking for a system to help you with screenplay writing, I would advise you to try the Fast Screenplay, as it has a free 10-day trial that you can try out the system for 10 days. I'll have the link in the description below for that. This is not an affiliate link. I do not get paid for this. I just really think the system is wonderful and has really helped me with my own screenwriting career. Well, again, the best thing you can do each and every day is keep writing. So that's all I'm going to implore you to do. Keep writing, and I'll see you in the next video.